So let's talk about stress. The classic definition of stress came from Hans Selye in 1936. And he basically said that stress is the nonspecific response of the body to any demand for change. Nonspecific response of the body to any demand for change. And chances are you typically think about stress when you're stuck in traffic or going into a really high-pressure meeting. But stress can actually be a good thing, and chances are you may have paid for stress and actually liked it and look forward to it. Think about this. When was the last time you rode a roller coaster? How did you feel? You had your heart pumping, your blood was going through your veins, your blood pressure increased, and you had so much fun you were going, woohoo! That's the stress response, and we love it. Or a scary movie. You're sitting in the movie theater, your popcorn's on your lap, and the suspense is peaking. You hear in the background that ree, ree, ree. The stress response kicks in. Your heart starts pumping, your blood pressure goes up, your muscles are tensing up. That's what's happening in your body. And if you're alive, you're experiencing stress. All living creatures experience stress, plants, animals, and people. For example, let's imagine right now that we're watching the Discovery Channel. And a special's on right now about life in the Serengeti. And a key part of this is we're looking at a herd of zebras. And those zebras, they're having a nice mellow time eating their zebra lunch. And what happens? Out of the middle of nowhere, out comes a lion. Chaos ensues, panic, zebras are running everywhere. That's fight or flight, that's stress response once again. And here's what happens. Their blood is pumping faster. Their heart rate increases, muscle tension, our mind starts to race. But here's the difference between those zebras and us. While we both experience the stress response, the next time, let's say a week later, that zebra's at the watering hole talking to some other zebras, that zebra isn't thinking about, oh my gosh, last week I almost got killed by a lion. No, when the zebra's out of that stressful situation, they've lived through it, it's past, it's gone. But not so with us human beings. While we're higher level creatures, what we tend to do is we have the ability to stress ourselves out even when we're not in one of those fight or flight situations. For example, we have the ability to use our thoughts to worry about things that happened to us in the past, might happen to us in the future, or may never ever happen at all. And that can activate the stress response. But you're an expert in the stress response. You know what's happening in your body when you're stressed. What you want to know more about is the relaxation response. The relaxation response was actually keyed by a researcher called Benson Henry. And what he found is that the relaxation response is the complement to the stress response. It's when your parasympathetic nervous system is activated. Your breathing becomes deeper, your heart rate decreases, your muscles relax, and your mind begins to focus a little better. And that's what we're going to focus on today, is how you can activate that relaxation response. One of the sources of stress are our thoughts. And a way to address that is by changing the way we think about things. We like to call that perspective corrective. One way you can shift your perspective is through a practice called gratitude. A university in Britain found that when individuals practice for 15 minutes a day, recording 5 things they were thankful for, a number of great things happened to them. One is that their physical health improved. Their mental health improved, and they experienced more happiness throughout their day. Now think about this. They spent 15 minutes a day writing down just 5 things they were thankful for. And their physical and mental health improved. They didn't get a raise at work. They didn't get more money or more prestige. They were just thankful for what they had. And that's the basics of gratitude. Another way to shift your perspective is through humor and laughter. Did you know that we've actually been studying laughter since the 13th century? Now think about this.